She wasn't trying to find love. She wasn't trying to impress anyone. She just needed money. Urgently. Desperately. Her rent was due. Her mother was sick, and her account couldn't even cover a meal. So at 12:32 a.m., with shaking fingers and tear-filled eyes, she sent a message. "Please, I'll pay you back. I just need a little help. I don't have anyone else." She thought she sent it to her cousin, but she didn't. She sent it to a man who had more money than entire companies, a man who trusted no one, a man who built his empire from nothing and lost everything once before. A billionaire CEO who didn't give handouts, who didn't respond to strangers, who definitely didn't care about desperate messages. Until hers, because something about it didn't sound like a lie. And for the first time in years, he replied. Zara Bennett stood in front of the small pharmacy counter, her fingers gripping the edge tightly. "Please, is there anything cheaper?" she asked softly. The pharmacist barely looked at her. "That's already the lowest," he said flatly. Zara swallowed. Her eyes dropped to the prescription in her hand. Her mother's name was written at the top. Her chest tightened. "She needs this," Zara whispered. "I understand," the man replied, already turning away. "But this is the price." Silence. Heavy. Unforgiving. Zara slowly nodded, not because she accepted it, but because she had no choice. She stepped back, walked out, and the moment the door closed behind her, she exhaled shakily. Her world felt like it was closing in. Bills, rent, medication, everything demanded money, and she had none. She leaned against the wall outside, closing her eyes briefly. "What do I do now?" she whispered. No answer came, because lately, there never was one. Miles Vaughn didn't believe in luck. He believed in control, because the last time he trusted life to luck, he lost everything. At 23, he was broke. At 25, he built his first company. At 28, he was betrayed. Not by strangers, but by people he trusted. His business partner, the woman he almost married. They took everything, left him with nothing but debt and humiliation. And from that moment, Miles Vaughn changed. He rebuilt, stronger, smarter, colder. Now, at 34, he owned one of the most powerful tech corporations in the country. People admired him, feared him, respected him, but no one knew him. Because Miles didn't let people get close enough to try. He didn't date, didn't trust, didn't care. Everything in his life was calculated, controlled, untouchable. Until his phone buzzed that night, and something unexpected appeared. Zara sat on the edge of her bed, her phone in her hand, her breathing uneven. She had gone through her contacts 3 times. Family? No help. Friends? Also struggling. Loans? Denied. Her options were gone. Completely. She opened one contact. Her cousin. The only person who might help. Her fingers hovered, then started typing. "Please, I'll pay you back." Pause. "I just need help right now." Tears blurred her vision. "My mom is sick. I don't have anyone else." She wiped her face quickly, her chest rising and falling unevenly. "I promise I'll return it. I just need a chance." She stared at the message. It felt humiliating, small, desperate, but it was real. Her thumb hovered. Then she pressed send. She dropped the phone beside her immediately, unable to look at it anymore. Not realizing, she didn't send it to her cousin. She sent it to the wrong number. A number that hadn't been active in her phone for years. A number that now belonged to Miles Vaughn. Miles Vaughn didn't work alone. He never had. Because in a world built on power and betrayal, trust was rare. And when he found it once, he didn't let it go. Daniel. The name carried weight inside the company. Not because he owned anything, but because he knew everything. Daniel Hayes stood just a step behind Miles. Always, not as a shadow, but as a constant. Early 30s, sharp eyes, calm presence, the kind of man who didn't speak much. But when he did, people listened. He wasn't just an assistant, and he definitely wasn't just staff. Daniel was Miles's right hand, his gatekeeper, his strategist, the only person who had stayed from the beginning. Back when Miles had nothing, back when everything fell apart. Daniel was there, when the company nearly collapsed, when the betrayal happened, when Miles stopped trusting people. He saw it all. And unlike everyone else, he didn't leave. "You're staring at that message too long," Daniel said calmly, standing by the glass wall. Miles didn't respond immediately, still reading, still thinking. "It's different," Miles finally said. Daniel raised a brow slightly. "How?" Miles glanced at the phone again. No performance, no angle. A pause. Just need. Daniel stepped closer, looking at the message briefly, then back at Miles. "That's exactly what makes it dangerous." Miles didn't disagree, because Daniel was usually right, and if Daniel was paying attention, then this situation was already more important than it seemed. Zara didn't check her phone for almost 20 minutes. She couldn't. The shame alone was too much. But eventually, she picked it up, slowly, carefully, like she was afraid of what she'd see. Her eyes scanned the screen, then froze. Reply. Her heart jumped. She opened it. "How much do you need?" Her breath caught instantly. What? That wasn't her cousin. Her cousin would have asked questions, complained, delayed. This was direct, calm, serious. Her fingers tightened around the phone. "Who is this?" she typed quickly. The reply came almost instantly. "Someone who read your message." Her heartbeat picked up. This was wrong, strange, but also her only chance. She swallowed, then slowly typed, "I need $2,000. She hesitated, then added, "I'll pay you back, I swear." Zara stared at her phone, her heart pounding so loudly it almost drowned out her thoughts. $2,000. Even typing it had felt unreal. Too big, too much, too impossible. Seconds passed. Then, her phone buzzed. She flinched slightly and looked down. A notification. Bank alert. Her fingers trembled as she opened it. Plus $2,000. Her breath caught instantly. No way. She checked again. Same number. Still there. Real. Her chest tightened sharply as emotion rushed in all at once. Shock, relief, disbelief. "Why would someone?" she whispered. Her eyes quickly returned to the chat. "You sent it?" she typed. The reply came calmly. "Yes." No explanation. No conditions. Just that. Zara's throat tightened. "Why?" she asked. A pause. Then, "Because you sounded like you needed it." Tears filled her eyes again. But this time, they felt different. Not from pain, but from something she hadn't felt in a long time. Relief. Someone had listened. Someone had helped, without making her feel small. "Thank you," she typed slowly. "I'll pay you back. I promise." There was a longer pause this time. Then, "We'll talk about that later." The next morning, Zara woke up still unsure if the night before had been real, but her bank balance said otherwise. She paid for the medication, cleared part of her rent. For the first time in weeks, she could breathe. But one question remained. Who was he? Her phone buzzed again. Meet me. Her stomach tightened. What? She hesitated, then replied, Why? The answer came shortly after. Because I don't send money to strangers. Fair. That was fair. Her fingers hovered over the screen. Every instinct told her to be careful. But reality? Reality reminded her. He'd already helped her. More than anyone else had. Where? She asked. An address came through. A high-end restaurant. The kind of place Zara had only seen online. Her eyes widened slightly. Okay. That evening, Zara stood outside the building, staring up. Her reflection in the glass looked out of place. Simple dress, worn shoes, nervous eyes. You can do this, she whispered. Then she stepped inside, and everything changed. Miles Vaughn didn't wait for people. People waited for him. But tonight, he was already seated, watching the entrance, observing, calculating. Then, she walked in. And instantly, he knew. Not because she looked powerful, not because she stood out, but because she didn't belong there, not in the usual way. She looked real, nervous, careful, her eyes scanning the room like she was unsure she should even be there. Interesting, Miles murmured. Zara spotted him after a moment. Their eyes met, and for a brief second, everything felt still. She walked toward him slowly. Hi, she said softly. Miles stood, tall, composed, unreadable. You came. I said I would, she replied. He gestured to the seat. Sit. She did, carefully, her hands resting in her lap. Thank you, she said again. For the money. Miles watched her quietly. You still plan to pay it back? Yes. No hesitation, no doubt, just honesty. That caught his attention. Most people would have tried to avoid that part, but not her. Good, he said, because I don't give gifts. Zara blinked slightly. Then what is this? Miles leaned back slightly, his gaze steady. This, he said calmly, is an investment. Dinner continued, but not like Zara expected. No small talk, no pretending. Miles asked questions, direct ones. What do you do? What happened to your job? Why didn't your family help? At first, it felt intense, almost too much. But strangely, he wasn't judging. He was understanding. Zara answered honestly. About losing her job, her mother, the struggles, the nights she went without eating. And for once, she didn't feel embarrassed saying it, because he didn't look at her like she was less. He just listened, carefully, thoughtfully. You're not weak, Miles said suddenly. Zara blinked. What? Most people break before things get that bad. He paused. You didn't. Her chest tightened slightly. No one had ever said that to her before. Not like that. I didn't have a choice, she said softly. Miles shook his head slightly. There's always a choice. Silence settled between them briefly. Then he added, You chose to keep going. And somehow, that meant more than anything else he'd said. After dinner, Miles didn't rush to leave. Neither did Zara. Something had shifted, something quiet, but powerful. He stood first. She followed. I have a proposition, he said. Zara's heart skipped slightly. What kind of proposition? Miles looked at her directly, measured, serious. I need someone I can trust. Her brows furrowed slightly. For what? A personal arrangement. Her breath caught slightly, not in fear, but in uncertainty. What does that mean? She asked. Miles stepped a little closer. Not invading, but not distant either. It means, he said calmly, you work with me, close to me. I help you rebuild your life. Zara's heart raced. This sounds like... She hesitated. Something complicated. Miles didn't deny it. It is. Silence. Heavy. Real. And what do you get? She asked carefully. His answer came without hesitation. Honesty. A pause. And someone who doesn't pretend. Their eyes locked again. And in that moment, Zara realized something she hadn't expected. This man wasn't just helping her. He needed something too. Not money, not power, something deeper, something he hadn't said yet. And somehow, she was already part of it. Okay, she said softly. Miles studied her for a second, then nodded once, and just like that, everything between them began. Zara didn't go home immediately. She walked. No destination, no direction, just movement. Her mind replayed everything Miles had said. An investment, a personal arrangement. You work with me. Her chest tightened slightly. What does that even mean? She whispered. The city lights blurred around her as she walked past strangers who had no idea her life had just shifted. Completely. She stopped at a quiet roadside, wrapping her arms around herself. This isn't normal, she said softly. People don't just enter your life like this. But then again, nothing about her situation had been normal. Not the message, not the money, not him. She let out a slow breath. But he helped you, she reminded herself. No questions, no judgment. That mattered, more than she wanted to admit. Her thoughts drifted again to the way he looked at her, not with pity, not with superiority, but like she was worth listening to. Her chest softened slightly. When was the last time someone did that? She asked herself quietly. She didn't have an answer. That's when she realized this wasn't just about money anymore. And that made things dangerous, because emotions were harder to control. The next morning, Zara stood in front of a building that looked like it didn't belong in her world. Tall, glass, untouchable. Miles Vaughn's company. She swallowed. You said yes, she whispered. No turning back now. Inside, everything moved fast. Assistants, executives, voices filled with authority. And then, him. Miles walked past people like the space adjusted around him, confident, focused, untouchable, until his eyes landed on her. Then, he stopped. Follow me, he said simply. No greeting, no hesitation. Zara quickly fell into step beside him, trying to keep up. Rule 1, he said calmly. Stay observant. Rule 2? She glanced at him. Miles didn't look at her. Don't trust appearances. That made her pause slightly. Including yours? She asked. That got his attention. He looked at her briefly. Then, a small, almost invisible smile appeared. Especially mine. And just like that, she realized something important. This man wasn't as simple as he looked. It didn't happen all at once. It never does. It was small things, moments, glances, silences that didn't feel awkward anymore. One evening, Zara stayed late, working through documents she barely understood. Miles noticed. You're still here. She looked up, trying to be useful. He walked closer. Trying isn't the same as understanding. That stung slightly. I'm learning, she replied. Miles studied her for a moment. Then, he sat beside her. Show me. Zara blinked. What? You want to learn, he said calmly. Then stop guessing. He leaned slightly closer, pointing at the screen, explaining, patiently, clearly. No pressure, no judgment. And for the first time, Zara relaxed. She asked questions, made mistakes, laughed softly at herself. And surprisingly, Miles didn't shut that down. He stayed, longer than necessary, explaining things he could have easily handed off to someone else. At one point, their hands brushed. Both of them paused, just for a second, but it was enough. Zara quickly looked away. "Sorry." Miles didn't move his hand immediately. "It's fine." But his voice, softer, quieter, different. And in that moment, something shifted, not professionally, not logically, but personally. And neither of them could ignore it anymore. Not everyone was happy. That became clear quickly. "Be careful," Daniel said quietly one afternoon. Zara looked up. "About what?" He hesitated. Then, about getting too close to him. Her chest tightened slightly. "Why?" Daniel exhaled. "Because people who get close to Miles," he paused, "they don't always leave the same." That wasn't comforting. Zara frowned slightly. "Is that supposed to scare me?" Daniel gave a small, knowing look. "No." A pause. "It's supposed to prepare you." Zara didn't respond immediately, but his words stayed with her, because deep down, she already felt it. This wasn't just a job anymore. This wasn't just an opportunity. This was something else, something deeper, something that could either change her life or break her completely. And she didn't know which one it would be yet. Working with Miles Vaughn wasn't easy. It wasn't soft. It wasn't simple. But it was real. Days turned into weeks. Zara adjusted to his world. Luxury offices, high-level meetings, people who spoke in numbers and power. But through all of it, Miles remained the same. Calm, controlled, distant, except with her. With Zara, he listened. He noticed things. The way she skipped meals when stressed. The way she stayed quiet when overwhelmed. The way she smiled, even when she was tired. And slowly, something changed. Not loudly, not dramatically, but undeniably. Until one day, everything shifted. "Sir, she's here." Miles froze slightly. His expression darkened almost instantly. "Who?" Zara asked quietly. He didn't answer, because he didn't need to. The door opened, and she walked in. Elegant, confident, dangerous. Vanessa Hale, the woman who betrayed him, the woman who helped destroy him years ago. She smiled slowly. "Miles," she said smoothly, "still building empires without me." Zara felt the tension instantly. Thick, sharp, uncomfortable. And for the first time, she saw a side of Miles she had never seen before. Not calm, not controlled, but angry. Vanessa didn't leave. She lingered, came back, again and again, always with business excuses, always with that same confident smile. And slowly, Zara started to feel it, the distance. Miles became colder, quieter, distracted, not toward the world, but toward her. "Did I do something?" Zara finally asked one evening. Miles didn't look at her. No. That hurt more than if he had said yes, because it felt like she didn't matter enough to explain. "You've changed," she said softly. That made him pause, but only for a second. "Things are complicated right now." Zara swallowed. "So talk to me." Silence. Long. Heavy. Then, "I don't have time for this." That did it. Her chest tightened. "For this," she repeated. Miles exhaled slightly. "I mean..." But it was too late. Zara stepped back. "No, it's fine," she said quietly. Her voice wasn't angry. That would have been easier. It was hurt. Deep. Real. "I understand." And just like that, the space between them became real. Zara left that night, and the silence she left behind was louder than anything Miles had faced in years. Daniel stepped in carefully. "You're losing her." Miles didn't respond, because he already knew. She's not Vanessa. Daniel added. That made Miles snap. I know that. The room went quiet. His jaw tightened, his hands clenched slightly. He paused, then finally said it. I don't trust what this is. Daniel shook his head slightly. You don't trust it. Or you're afraid of it. Silence. Miles looked away, because that question hit too close. He remembered everything, the betrayal, the loss, the humiliation. And now, Zara, real, honest, unpredictable. And that scared him more than anything. Find her, he said suddenly. Daniel nodded, already moving, because for the first time, Miles Vaughn wasn't trying to control the situation. He was trying to fix it. Zara sat in the same small apartment she had once tried to escape. Only now, it felt different. Not because it had changed, but because she had. She stared at her phone. No messages, no calls, nothing. Of course, she whispered. Tears slipped down quietly. I should have known. People like him didn't stay, didn't choose girls like her, didn't mean what they said. She wiped her face quickly, angry at herself. For believing it, she added softly. Her chest tightened. Not because she lost the job, not because she lost the opportunity, but because she lost him. And that hurt more than she expected, more than she wanted to admit. I was doing fine before, she whispered. But even she didn't believe that, because now she knew what it felt like to be seen. And losing that was worse than never having it at all. Miles didn't knock. He didn't wait. He stood outside her door, then finally knocked once. Zara froze inside, her heart instantly recognizing that presence. Slowly, she walked to the door, opened it, and there he was. No suit, no control, no distance, just him. What are you doing here? She asked softly. Miles looked at her, really looked. I handled everything wrong, straight to the point. No excuses. Zara blinked slightly. I let my past control how I treated you. A pause. And that wasn't fair. Her chest tightened. You shut me out, she said quietly. I know. You made me feel like I didn't matter. His jaw tightened slightly. You do. Silence. Heavy. Real. Then, for the first time in years, Miles said slowly, I care about someone I can't control. Zara's breath caught. And that scares me. He stepped closer. But losing you, that's worse. Her eyes filled again. But this time, she didn't look away. So, what now? She asked softly. Miles didn't hesitate. Now. A small pause. I stop running. Another step closer. If you'll let me. Zara studied him, carefully, emotionally. Then finally, don't make me regret it, she whispered. Miles shook his head once. I won't. And this time, he meant it. Months later, everything had changed. Zara stood in a new office, not as someone struggling, but as someone building something real, confident, stronger, certain. Miles walked in quietly, watching her for a moment. You've changed, he said. Zara smiled slightly. So have you. He stepped closer. No, he said calmly. I just stopped pretending I didn't need you. She laughed softly, still direct. Always. A small pause. Then, about that $2,000, Zara said playfully. Miles raised a brow. You still plan to pay me back? She stepped closer, looking him directly in the eyes. No. A pause. I think I'll keep the investment. Miles smirked slightly. Good. Because this time, it was never about the money. It was about the moment. A desperate message sent to the wrong person, who turned out to be exactly the right one. and for once, neither of them regretted it.